Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I want to share with you a beautiful ruffled collar, perfect for a hand-tied bouquet. There's so many different ways to sell flowers. For the professional florist, the main difference is all in the presentation. To create these bouquets, you really don't need much. Just your favorite flowers, whatever you like to work with, and then a stiff, waterproof paper. Now you've used multiple colors for a little more interest. You could use the colors that you brand your business with. It doesn't matter as long as it coordinates with your flowers. I love this paper because it's two-sided, so I get two different colors on the same sheet. Now you can also use a cellophane as long as it's stiff, so you can do so many different treatments. To begin, start with a square sheet. Then think back to when you were a little kid in kindergarten and folding paper to make snowflakes. That's what you're going to do. So you're going to fold it into a triangle, crease it, then fold it into a triangle again. Crease it, once again making a triangle, and again, and one last time. Then folding it at the lowest point. You can see where the yellow peeks out? That's my lowest point. I'm going to cut right there. So I reach in and I scallop it. Double checking that I got all the layers. Going down a little further if I want to. You get as creative as you want so that when you're done, you've got that scalloped edge. And when you pull it out, you have a beautiful round fan. It can come out both ways. Before I pull it out, I'm going to go back and cut off the point. That's going to give me a hole with which I can use to stick through the stems to create my collar. As you create your hand-tied bouquet, you can use any technique you like, because any bouquet will work with this ruffling. So I'm going to start with a hydrangea and a kale, two large pretty blooms, maybe add a little bit of foliage, and an anthurium blossom. And then I begin my bouquet by adding stems to it, turning as I go, maybe bringing in some delphinium for a vivid blue. Nice contrast with that chartreuse green. Maybe another kale. Putting two of them together. Then bring it on around. Another hydrangea. A little bit of eryngium for texture. Then turning it. Maybe another kale. Another anthurium. Tucking them in. Keeping everything low, so it's going to have a nice flat top, nothing too domed. Maybe a little more of the delphinium belladonna, more of that vivid blue. Then another hydrangea. More eryngium. You can see, you just keep adding into your fingers, filling it in, adding color where you want it. And turning. And then as I finish, adding a nice collar of fatsia leaves, because they're big, substantial. They'll add a base for the bouquet, showing off all of the blooms. To tie the bouquet off and secure everything in place, a bit of raffia. You could use bind wire or a zip tie, whatever you like the best. Go around 2 or 3 times, lashing it together. Then just knot the ends. Cutting that down, and then shortening the stems to whatever length vase you're going to set it in. For my wrap, I'm going to put the yellow on the inside next to the flowers because yellow is on the opposite side of the wheel of the blues and purples, so it will really set them off. You just take your bouquet and slide it through the hole, pulling it up, and then pleating it, gathering it into your fingers, framing the flowers, and then using one more bit of raffia, lash around that, holding it into place. You can stop with one or add a second sheet for just a little more ruffle. Again, sliding the stems through, ensuring capturing all of them in there, sliding it up, letting it drape over, ruffling, and this time for a finish, taking a bit of ribbon and covering all the ends, tying it together, securing it in place. Attention to detail and that little extra touch. That's a professional florist. Now, if you have trouble finding some of these supplies, or if you've got questions, or if you need more inspiration on being a professional florist, check out our website at flowerschool.com. You can always give us a call at 503-223-8089. And of course, feel free to contact me through my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Now it's your turn. Have fun and do something you love.